Yo, this is Afro, aka All Flows Reach Out, and you're listening to Built for This Network. Yes, sir. From the building, stay bomb.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73. I want you to tune in to the Backyard Podcast Music Sessions, Friday nights, 10 p.m. Central Time, on the Built for This Network, on the Spreaker.com. Check us out. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.
So real. It is real. It is real. It is real. It is real.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73, host of the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time, on the Built for This Network. Check us out. Hosted by yours truly, with my panel, my fam. We got the sister Kim Webb, the brother Dre MC1, the brother Anuliel, and the brother HRap B. No topic is off limit. We laugh and joke. We get serious. Try to be informative. Check us out. Once again, that's the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's go.
West, y'all. Bang, bang.
Throw them W's up. West Side Wednesdays with your boy, D Greatest from South Central. Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. X Squad Online Radio Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, we got more.
Wings to Fly is a children's book about gaining confidence and working to succeed, told from the perspective of a young girl who loves to play basketball. She is often left out by her teammates until she meets her guardian angel who teaches her that success takes perseverance. Wings to Fly is a great read for all children. I would highly recommend this book. If you would like to make a purchase, please click on the link in my description box below. The Negro Leagues had all the best athletes, and Jackie Robinson was not the best one. He was the right one. And what I mean by the right one, he was the one that was willing to accept getting spit on, getting kicked, being mistreated. He was the one that was willing to accept all that. So they chose the right one, not the best one. Because we had plenty of athletes that was way better than Jackie. And many of our other top ball players, they wasn't willing to accept all that. Satchel Paige was born in 1906 from Alabama. Satchel was a troubled teen who got into a little bit of trouble and had to attend a reform school. And that's where he learned the game of baseball. And he went on to be a legend who played over 2 decades of professional baseball. During the offseason, some of the Negro League's top players used to play against some of the Major League's top players. Some accounts say that Babe Ruth has only hit one pitch in his lifetime against Satchel Paige. Satchel tossed him an easy pitch and Babe smacked it out of the ballpark. Satchel Paige ran over to Babe Ruth, yelling at the top of his lungs. Satchel told him, "You dirty dog, you better thank God for me. I'll let you hit that pitch." Why? Because I wanted black folks to see you. I wanted black folks to see what everyone was going crazy about. You see, Babe was a star. This was the man. Babe had huge celebrity status. The world loved Babe. The world loved Babe Ruth. So Satchel said he wanted folks to actually see what all the fuss was about. So after he said what he said, he followed that by saying, "Let's see if you ever hit a pitch on me again." And for the rest of their playing career, Babe never hit a pitch on Satchel Paige. Satchel said, "This is bigger than me. This is about my people." So
Satchel Paige was arguably the best pitcher ever to throw a baseball. He started out his pitching back when baseball, like all of America, was highly segregated, and he was playing in what was known as the Negro Leagues. This guy won 2,000 games, pitched in 2,500 games. He pitched what he said were 50 no-hitters, 250 shutouts, and there's all kinds of evidence that this guy may have been the greatest guy ever to step on a pitcher's mound. But what really made him stand out was that he was the guy who brought to the attention of cynical white reporters and a racist white-dominated country, he brought to their attention the segregated world of Negro baseball in a way that eventually led to that world being integrated. In 1947, something momentous happened. Jackie Robinson took the field for the Brooklyn Dodgers and integrated the game of baseball. Satchel was, in many ways, the natural choice to be the first, rather than Jackie Robinson, to break the color barrier. And that, in part, is why Branch Rickey picked Jackie Robinson. He understood that Satchel was enough of a star in his own right. Satchel knew his star power, and he would have insisted on more money than Jackie was earning in the early days. Satchel had a reputation for being a real character. To a teetotaling guy like Branch Rickey, the straight-laced Jackie Robinson was much more appealing. So it was not until 1948, a year after Jackie was signed, that Satchel finally got his shot that he'd been waiting for more than 20 years. Coming in as a rookie at the age of 42, Satchel Paige helped lead the Cleveland Indians to a World Series. Satchel was an extraordinary character, and he lived life large. He had an airplane in his early years in the major leagues that had Satchel Paige written across the side of the airplane.
please like the History with No Chaser Facebook and Instagram pages. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section.
Going to be to practice today. Someone's going to play tomorrow, so they're going to get a practice or two to actually do their thing. As far as it goes, James has shown his way of wavering or deferring to Kevin Durant, so that's working. They're both being very efficient. So as far as it goes, Kyrie might be the odd man out.
Well, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting trade because we really don't know the state of mind of one Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is a guy who's wildly talented, but he's also, to be kind, at times it seems as if he's aloof. And when people don't know how to gauge you, they make up things. And we live in a media cycle in which people during this media cycle will say and do anything to get their name at the top of the chat room or what have you, putting themselves in a situation to whereas they are going to do what they can to be the number one reporter. It doesn't make a difference if you are a high-end reporter, low-end reporter. Everybody's scraping and scrapping to be at the top, and it looks like Kyrie may fall victim to that. We don't know why Kyrie is not playing. We don't know what's going on. But what we do know is this. We're looking at a situation to whereas it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a true test of wills. A lot of people jump to the conclusion that Kyrie Irving is unhappy. Kyrie Irving has created this mass confusion, if you ask me, simply because he's a guy who initially left Cleveland because he didn't want to be second fiddle to LeBron. Then he went to Boston, and then he didn't want to be there. Now he's in New Jersey, and he's AOL. So we don't know. AWOL. AOL. He's gone AWOL for real reasons or fake reasons. I'm not really tripping the fact that this is a young man who has been. I'm not tripping that this is a young man who is at a family member's birthday party. You know, he was at a family member's birthday party, and this interrupted nothing. Because if you're unable to play basketball, that has no bearing on your ability to go to a birthday party and blow out candles. I think that's much to do about nothing. It is literally much to do about nothing. But because he hasn't shared his opinions and point of view with mass media, they are going to create a story. Is that fair? No. And, you know, he has put himself in this. Oh, I don't like dealing with the media. I don't want to talk to these people. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. I get it, man. You don't want to do it. But how about this, Kyrie? It's amazing how the guys who don't want to talk to the media always end up talking to the media way more than according to them they want to. It's only two guys in my history of watching sport. Well, it's a few guys. Well, it's two guys that come off the top in recent history that don't want to talk to the media and really don't. And that's Marshawn Lynch and that's Kawhi Leonard. These other guys, I don't want to talk to the media. They get on my nerves. I don't want to be bothered. Everything, but all you have to do is really answer questions. You know, if they ask you a personal question, skip the question and move on. But you rarely see guys do that. You got guys pretending not to want to talk to the media and doing everything but that. And then they wonder why the media is attacking them. So the game is going to be the game. And that's just the bottom line. Are you willing to participate in basketball? Is James Harden willing to take a step back? Is KD, he kind of fits in wherever. But the real problem, if you ask me, is Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. How do you see that working out?
That is probably going to be the roughest cog to feel because of the fact that Kyrie sees himself as the main point guard. You know, as the guy that's going to need the ball in his hands. We already know that when we handle LeBron deferred to him as much, but LeBron wanted the ball in his hands too. So that kind of ruffles some feathers in his eyes. But James Harden is the same way. I mean, James Harden gets his the same way as LeBron does. I mean, in regards to he's going to facilitate, he's going to drive, he's going to shoot, he's going to do what he wants to, but he's also going to try and get others involved. So as far as it goes, that's why we already said Kevin Durant's going to be involved. We're not worried about him. He can fit in anyway. But in regards to Kyrie, is he going to be willing to play off the ball and actually become Klay Thompson more so, or Klay Thompson with better handles? So is he going to be able to do that? That's more so the true question. And if he's willing to, if he's mature enough to say yes, I'm willing to do it, yes, I believe it can work. As far as it goes. Now, like I said, he is saying he's back after the 7 games. The media has talked to him, asked him questions in regards to what's going on. He just continues to say personal reasons, family reasons. Let's leave it at that. So pretty much he just wants us to say, forget I was gone from work for 2 weeks. You know, just let me get back.
Well, at the end of the day, he doesn't have to explain it again. But see, this is the problem.
Facts.
You don't have to. That's the problem. Why are you explaining to people who don't sign the checks, who didn't sign you to the contract? Obviously, the people who sign the check, sign to the contract, they don't have a problem with how you handle it. If the fans do, they'll boo or whatever. I just think if you really don't want to be bothered, don't answer. I mean, for $35, $40 million, all you have to do is mind your own damn business. And the people who see it other way, who the hell cares? Like, okay, if you never answer to the fans and y'all win a championship or whatever, or go to the finals, who's going to be standing around going, but you know what? Back in January, he never did answer those questions. If you're effective, I just don't understand why these young athletes feel as if they must. But see, the thing is, in my opinion, the way I see it, if you want to be famous, be famous. If you want to be a ball player, be a ball player. If you want to be a famous ball player, you got to deal with what comes along with being a famous ball player. I don't want to hear no belly aching and crying. Oh man, they treat me like this. Look, man, you have to answer basketball questions when it comes to the media. That's it. That's all. Full stop. Period. Full stop. And these guys who are complaining about, oh, I don't really want to deal with the media. You really don't have to deal with them. You answer basketball questions, and when they ask you something other than a basketball question, you don't answer. This is something that baffles me. I don't understand it. I don't even want to understand it. Because what the hell is your problem? What the hell is your problem? $35 million. You know, I don't understand how you bust your ass your entire life. You had a godfather in Rod Strickland who should have gave you the keys to the castle in regards to dealing with the media, because Rod didn't say a whole lot to the media. So you should be media savvy. You have the pedigree. Excuse me. You have the pedigree. What's the problem, bro? How are you unhappy when you worked your ass off to be here? What were you about to say?
Yeah, and I'm actually totally agreeing with you. It's very weird because we've seen that a couple times. In regards to even this is not about sports, but like actors and actresses and stuff like that, folks that commit suicide and stuff like that, when they had everything, but it was always something missing in regards to inside of them. It's like, man, it's so funny. They say money don't buy happiness, but truthfully, there's not a dollar amount that you can get or I can get that would make us happy at this very moment. So it's like, money would help us out. Any problem that we currently have right now could probably be fixed with that money. But in their eyes, it's something bigger than that.
I don't get it. Because I was a dude who wanted to play ball. I don't even want to get it, as a matter of fact. I was a dude who wanted to be where Kyrie is. I wanted to play defensive back in the National Football League. And if I would have been where I wanted to be, I'd have came into class, a couple classes behind Deion Sanders, so the money would have been better than I ever dreamed it was going to be, because Deion Sanders opened the window for money. Terrell Buckley and those guys came behind Prime and got paid, and they wasn't even half the player Prime was. They were very good, but they wasn't Prime. And I just can't imagine sitting around upset that the media said this and the media said. I wouldn't give a damn. And that's not the perspective of a 50-year-old man. That's the perspective of a dude who didn't have shit. That's a dude coming from the projects, understanding that these dudes in the media, they're gonna be they're gonna be a thorn in your side because they're trying to get paid. They're trying to get paid, and they're going to create false realities. And as Marshawn Lynch did. Oh, y'all want to make up stuff about me? Y'all want to pretend that I said certain things? Okay, I'm not going to deal with y'all. Period. It's over. Where's the problem? You going to deal with me the way you're supposed to deal with me, or you're not going to deal with me at all? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it, because point blank, period. And I just got through telling Ben last night I was going to lay off some of the profanity, but that's some sucker shit. I don't want to hear you crying about, oh man, I could have. Oh man, I wish I would have. Oh man, this isn't right for $35 million. Because I don't have, you have to deal with fans directly. Sign you a few autographs. You have to shake some hands, get some high fives. If those people tripping, then I'm like, damn. But I'm living my dream, because guess what? This is part of being in the National Basketball Association. But man, I am not trying to hear somebody. Look, if the man is suffering from mental illness, then by all means, get some help, young brother. But if you just upset with the way these people are dealing with you, I ain't trying to hear that, man. I'm not trying. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna continue. So obviously, Kyrie Irving would never be on the end of the bench, because I'm gonna be like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. That's smart guy stuff. Oh well, the world is flat. Look, man, you could think the world is a rectangle. You could think it's one of those big 3D cubes. I don't care what you think. We're gonna talk about basketball, but again, that's the problem. You don't want to acknowledge you have a responsibility to the people who are paying for you to be in the league. That's it.
And now I wouldn't understandable. In the chat we got RC and Jay Fish talking about what things he's done. Kyrie has bought George Floyd family at home. Mm-hmm. So cool, appreciate that. That's love. It's from what I show here, it's 9 people tuition in college. Great, cool. I'm with it. But you can do all that and still play your basketball.
But okay,
absolutely can't.
He paid 9 people tuition. Dope. You bought George Floyd and family's home. Dope. What in the hell does that have to do with dealing with the media and playing basketball? Because that's what you're here for. You're not here to buy homes. You're not here to do that all that charitable stuff. Like I said on Ben's show last night. I don't stop with the what you do off the court. We talking about being at the stadium, doing your damn thing. And if Microwave said some people are just grouchy, okay, answer questions, walk away. That's all you got to do. What are you upset about? What are you grouchy about? If you a grouch, tell you what, stop dealing with those people, and guess what will happen? They'll find someone else to talk to. Miss me with the excuses, man.
Even look at it like this. Think about Greg Popovich. When he has interviews, he give like he's known for getting quote unquote assholes interviews. But it's like he give you exactly what you asked him for, give you the dumbest answer ever. So it's like he don't care for media, but he give you the ass and he keep it moving.
It's just I'm tired of this nonsense. Oh man, you got to work. I don't give a damn about your feelings. I don't give a damn about your personal life. Put the ball in the basket and keep it moving. I don't give a damn about. See, that's the problem, man.
Hey,
screw your feelings, man.
That is who if he start playing. He definitely gonna be in his feelings a lot more.
Because I mean, man, family, what the hell? Give a damn, man. You could buy if Kyrie Irving bought me a house, I still come on here and be like, that was some sucker shit. Thanks for the crib, appreciate it, bro. But you acting like a punk, man.
Right.
And we can't get, man. Especially after we've seen Marshawn Lynch and others tell these people kick rocks.
Let's get back to basketball about it. Yeah, exactly. Let's get back to basketball about it. So, where is the defense going to come? Are they just going to force everybody to dance? Anyway?
That's what I was asking you. How do you think this is going to work? At the end of the day, what's going down? What's going to happen?
Truthfully, if Brooklyn was smart, they'll talk to Cleveland and try and get Andre Drummond from over there.
That's not gonna happen. They got DeAndre Jordan.
Hey, we wishing out here. We just trying to. Okay.
But what I'm saying is presently constructed, and then we're gonna introduce Big Illinois. Presently constructed. How do you see this working?
I don't see them going to the finals because I think the defense that's played in the East, we all know the Eastern Conference is supposed to be the defensive conference. I think the defense in maybe the Bostons or the Miamis is going to give them a good run for their money and pretty much going to beat them. So I don't think they're going to make it to the Eastern. I don't think they're going to make it to the finals.
So it's a failure.
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, Big Illinois, talk to me, man. You heard everything. Give me your opinion on what you've heard, and then expound on it.
Hey, man, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, what's going on, people? Hey, man, I think y'all got it all wrong, man. Y'all way off base.
Mm-hmm. Help me get on base.
Kyrie, when he come back, okay. I got faith in the brother, man. He's having family issues, as he stated today, man. I think he's gonna come in and play that Eric Gordon, Leandro Barbosa role in that offense, man. I really do, man.
So you see?
I think it's gonna work, man.
You think it's gonna work? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work.
What makes you believe it's gonna work?
Okay.
Because, man, I think he under the microscope, man. I think maybe I need to bring that back. I hope he realized the opportunity that he have now, because they can actually go on a little run, but he can either be detrimental or they might have to ship his ass out. He might be send him to shit.
Nah.
But I think it's gonna work.
So what you're saying is it's not. So no, you're not saying it's gonna work if you're gonna ship them out. If you have, if in your mind, part of the plan is ship him out at the end of the day, this not you don't plan for it to work because you already putting doubt in your plan.
I think it's gonna work, man. Because I think he done turned over a new leaf. He's going through issues, man. Hopefully he come back head on straight. You know, stop worrying about if the world is flat and just play ball, man.
So, I'm not. Hey, well, me. Oh, what do you guys consider a successful season? Because I'm tired. I don't want to kick him in the head. Because I'm looking at people talk about he gave free pair draws to all the homeless in the chat room. He done all this charitable stuff. I was talking about basketball. I'm not doing that one. But right. You know, Sister Lauren said, but he's still as human as well. Don't you get let's see, I'm blind. But he's still human as well. Just like some days you don't feel like going to work. Exactly. Or have a bad day. But this dude has, hey, Lauren, I'm gonna stop right there. This dude has had a bad 7 years, Lauren. This dude worked his ass off, Lauren. This dude worked his ass off to be where he is, and now he's upset that he is where he is. This is what confuses me, Lauren. I'm gonna respect your opinion. I get it. Because every time I get up and have to go to work, I want to slap everybody I see. I get it. But nobody's really giving me $35 million. Understand, if they were giving me $405,000, I think, to go to work every day, I would go in there pop locking. I would love it. Especially, tell you what, Lauren, tell you what. If YouTube or Spreaker sends me $405,000 next week and say, this is for last week's show, I would do a show 7 days a week. I would get on here and talk about everything. But they don't. Therefore, some days I'll be thinking, I don't feel like dealing with this. And I do it. For the low. I do it for the low. But this $450,000 now? I'm just saying.
I'm in there like somewhere.
Man, what's a bad? I'm tired of bashing Kyrie because I'm the problem right now. See, it's cats like me that got him car tops. He all emotion. So, what would constitute a successful season in y'all opinion? Thank you for tuning in, Lauren. Please hit the like button on YouTube. Please hit the like and share button on YouTube and on Spreaker if you have the ability. Thank y'all. Salute. I'm listening, brothers.
Trip to the finals.
NBA championship or bust.
So, for Big Illinois, it's a trip to the finals, and I'm going to side with Joe. If they don't win the NBA title, this was worthless.
It's a bust.
But that would be going against all this, these LeBron fanboys, though, because according to everybody else, this LeBron team is unbeatable.
But they put you together with James Harden, and I quote, I want to get up out of Houston because I can't beat LeBron. Kyrie Irving, I finally got a dude who gonna hit big shots. I'm confident he gonna hit big shots, which de facto means you gonna hit big shots. And if you hit big shots and he hit big shots and homie from Texas is gonna be doing his thing, why can't y'all win? I'm just asking. That's just a question. I'm listening.
Yeah, why don't they win a championship? Look,
Say that again?
Why wouldn't they win?
What would be the reason they won't? Why won't they win the championship? Because you just said make it to the finals.
Because everything goes through the best player in the league. They can't do no wrong in LeBron James.
He can't. Who? Did I miss the last 17 years?
LeBron has lost. He's lost 6 times in the finals.
That's him. from everybody saying how this Lakers team can't be beat, man.
But what does that have to do with your opinion?
What do you mean? They just got beat last night.
I'm saying if a successful season would be for them to go to the finals and at least have a chance to beat the Lakers.
Fuck
I
that.
don't think they can beat the Lakers with the team
So
that
just
they
because you
got now.
make it,
But for us to get there and at least be competitive, like Miami last year, they were competitive. I mean, they ended up getting their ass whooped, but still.
Yeah, but they didn't have Kyrie Irving and 2 league MVPs on their team. They overachieved. Nobody, Pat Riley didn't say, you know what? 365 days ago, Pat Riley wasn't thinking, we getting to the finals. You got what? 5 scoring titles, 2 league MVPs, multiple All-Star games, All-Star MVP, first player picked, 5th player picked, first player picked. I would think if you put that type of artillery together, you gonna win the NBA title or bust. I think it's a wasted season if they don't win the NBA title.
I don't see why it's not a failure season if they don't win.
I mean, if I got that much firepower, and what the hell? Why are y'all making all this money if ain't nobody winning? Me personally, I have a problem with James Harden with this. Because I believe James Harden wanted this move because in his eyes, and again, this is pure speculation. What I say don't mean a damn thing in the grand scheme of things. But I think James Harden took this trade, asked for this trade, because at the end of the day, he don't think he's going to be held responsible for not showing up. I understand that everybody must sacrifice and all that nonsense. Oh man, see, it's about the championship. But I don't see a dude in this prime taking this job and saying, hey, well, this is the way it is. I think he gonna suck. Homeboy gonna get in his feelings because he's allowed to. But again, remember, I'm a dude who tell y'all openly I'm a Neanderthal. I don't give a damn about your feelings. Play basketball. Take care of your feelings at home. Get you one of the best therapists in the world. Hell, at $405,000 a night, you can have that joker ride with you. So I don't give a damn about an athlete's feelings. But it's too many people worried about they're picking on me. Everybody talk about the LeBron and the fanboys, but you know what? Guess what? LeBron do a lot of punk stuff. He has punked out on several occasions. He has not lived up to billings. He's not lived up to billing several times, and he just took the boot to the face. On the other hand, my man Durant and my man Irvin, they're always pissing and moaning about their feelings. So that's how I look at it. I'm listening to both of y'all from here on that one. Talk to me.
KD making burner accounts and stuff like that. Yeah, like he's a thin-skinned athlete. But a lot of them are thin-skinned. So I mean, I guess part of it comes with the territory. But it's weird because at the end of the day, as they say, what you eat don't make you shit. But overall, it's crazy because they care about too many people that don't pay their bills at the end of the day. So I just don't get it. But hey, whatever. They don't know what you talking about.
I mean, I just want to see good basketball, at least some competitive basketball. I don't care if they feel it or not.
Well, as we move forward, Georgia Hill made a statement last week. We're in the midst of this pandemic. The whole world is on pause or on as slow as possible. It's maybe not even pause. It's on moving on slow as possible. George Floyd is fed up with the protocol of the National Basketball Association. He's like, look, I'm gonna go see my family. I'm gonna go out and do what I want to do because if it's this bad, maybe we don't need to play. What are your thoughts?
That is a dangerous statement in regards to everything. Granted, he might be the only one that's vocally saying it. He's not the only person that's feeling that way or actually doing it. So in regards to, I guess he's putting the NBA on notice that we gonna do what we want to do anyway. So as far as it goes, it is a detriment to the NBA, to society, because we all know it's a trifecta event. So if you go be with this group of people and someone has Corona, you bring it back home, and now someone there has it, then you bring it to the NBA. Now anybody can get it. So it's like it's so many ways that this can be contracted, but that's about life. So as far as it goes, by him saying it out loud, it's more of a dangerous statement because he's pretty much saying, I don't care. I don't care if I catch it or not. I don't care who gets it after me or who I give it to. In regards, that's a dangerous statement in regards to what can possibly happen for the NBA and everybody else around them, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I kind of echo your sentiments as well. There's a lot of people that's thinking that, but you got to follow the protocol. If he don't want to follow the protocol just opt out of the season, man. And unfortunately, it's teams that can't play due to the fact that it's people testing positive for this shit. So,
right.
I mean, I can see where he's coming from at the same time, but I don't think he's looking at the bigger picture in reference to it. That it's people that actually need salary to survive. They got other people depending on them, and plus you don't want your family members dying from the shit because you careless.
Yeah, man. I just think, again, this is another situation where we talking about feelings. Look, man, you're being paid a king's ransom to do this. You don't have to do it. Professional sports are optional. You know, you've played 8, 9, 10 years in the league. And if you feel that way, quit. You know, I don't understand it. Because y'all gonna give me $8, $9, $10 million a year and say, hey man, we don't want you to do this. And you gonna say, shit, I can do it on my own. And again, this is how I feel. Back to the feelings, man.
I'm starting to league at the local YMCA.
Right. Go on your ass down there, hoop for free. So I'm it's just these cats be on some sucker shit. I mean, again, I don't get it, man. I mean, this world with these feelings, man. I mean, you know, shout out to our ancestor, the great Dr. Martin Luther King. Big time show. My man Ben from BS3 had me on last night. Mad respect, much respect for Ben. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for having me on, and it was a wonderful time doing it. But you think he felt like dying? You think Malcolm X felt like dying? You think Huey Newton felt like? You think your grandmother felt like doing some stuff? But you can't sit your ass in the house while the whole world's sick? But again, man, like I said, man, I'm an admitted Neanderthal, man. You know, my way of thinking is the old way of thinking, and blah, 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 blah. But your feelings, man. Hey, man, it's this verse on the De La Soul album. This man say, hey, man, I love my father. My father did everything for us. My father drove the bus every day because he had 6 kids. He hated that job, but he loved his 6 kids. And if your ass don't want to go to work, I mean, if you don't want to play in the league, because they want you to sit your ass in the house to play a game to be a millionaire, to make sure your grandchildren don't have to struggle. Again, man, back with these feelings, man. I don't get it, man. One of the things that's interesting right now, I don't know if y'all were saying, one of the things Big Illinois just said was the league is competitive. And before the league started, it was a big trade, right? And one of the trades sent former league MVP Russell Westbrook to the Wizards. At this point, they have played 11 games. They've lost 8 of those 11 games. Am I jumping the gun by saying do they need to blow this up and say this ain't working, or do they need to continue to get his time and see what happens?
You go ahead, Illinois. I know y'all like Russell. You like Russell Westbrook. So let's talk first.
You know what? They traded John Wall for Westbrook, which to this point is not looking like a good trade. The fact of the matter is, man, there's no flow to their offense, because once Westbrook has to take a jumper or shoot a three, he looking like I'm out there, man. He shot a ball in a long pass, man. But as far as blowing it up, though, man,
So
in the East, the way it's at now,
Hold up, Joe.
I still think it's too early. It's too early, man. I give it another, say, 10 games, 10 to 15 games. After that, it's going to be time to see if somebody will take that Westbrook contract, or maybe it's time for a coaching change, man.
Joe?
Okay. So, in regards to this, the Washington Wizards, as far as we knew, all we knew was Bradley Beal was the man on that team. They won the games. They weren't that well. They were competitive, but they didn't win too many games. With Westbrook added on, that's just threw all out the window. Like, they are terrible with it. Like, as I said, they lost a lot of games with just Bradley Beal, but they losing at a lot faster clip with Westbrook. So I've lost my fandom that I have for Westbrook over the years, because his acumen in regards to basketball knowledge and and play, things that he does on a regular basis, I don't care for anymore. So I'm not going down his IQ, because we're not saying that. But as far as it goes, his play, the way he plays, is not the type of player that I enjoy watching, and it's showing now. Well, they haven't played in a minute, but when he was playing with the Wizards, they were terrible. Like you said, Illinois, the offense was out of sync. He was trying to pull up for jumpers when he didn't need to. This was Bradley Beal's team. Why are you trying to come in and take over? But hey, like I said, I've lost my fandom for Westbrook a couple years ago. So as far as it goes, get rid of him. It was a bad trade. Next.
Well, me personally, I think it's time to hit the reset button. Last I checked, they were like in regards to stopping people from scoring, they were close to the bottom of the league, 29th to 30th. Then they were like 25th in rebounds per game. That means they're not giving enough effort on both ends of the court. Yeah, they can score. I think they like number 2 or 3 in the league in scoring, or maybe even first. I know they're real high in scoring. So when you see somebody scoring a lot of points, but you're not defending and rebounding, that's culture. And when you don't have the culture of effort, maybe it's time to blow it up. Because, for one, Bradley Beal ain't the problem. And I don't want to blame Russell Westbrook, but I don't understand why they made that trade in the first place. I understand that John Wall hadn't played a full season in so many years due to injuries, whatever. And then I keep hearing like fans say, yo, I heard Bill and Wall don't get along, but I'm watching up with Steven Jackson and my man, what's my man name? Matt Barnes. Both of them were on there, and they singing each other's praises. They like matter of fact, they both said on different occasions, we were hearing that we didn't get along and bought into it and stopped speaking for a little while. And then we said, hey man, did you really say that? And then somebody was like, nah, I didn't say that. And then next thing you know, they back cool. As a matter of fact, last year around this time, John Wall's mom died. Bradley Beal got off the plane from a game and went straight to John Wall's mom's bedside. And that strengthened their relationship. So when they traded them, I was baffled. But with that being said, me personally, I'll put this whole thing through the wash. I'll get rid of everybody. Everybody has to go. If you older than 20, you're not going to play on my team no more. If you showing promise and you from 22 on down, 22 to 19, I'm going to let you stay because we're going to build around you. I'm going to trade you and Bill for picks throughout the league. And then we just going to, they need to really just blow in my opinion, they need to blow the entire thing up. When you get rid of John Wall, who's having a solid season, who's looking like John Wall, it baffles me to understand why y'all did that. And if y'all did that to me, that it feels like y'all want to blow it up, but y'all don't want the fans to know y'all blowing it up. Because I don't understand that. That I just don't understand. And Bill is having another good season. He kicking ass. And again, I'm not a Westbrook fan at all. It's documented. But you talking about a dude who damn near scoring 35 points a night. I don't know what Russ scoring, but it's just L, W, W, L, W. I'm looking at their schedule right now. They start off the season 2 L's, W. 4 L's, W. And then 3 more L's, and here we are. And then a W against the Suns. That's a hell of a win against the Suns, but I don't understand it.
Okay. Like, they haven't played in a minute, because every time I look up, their game's getting postponed.
Yeah.
So, like, when the last time they played?
The last time they played, it don't say when the last game was, but the last time they played the Suns. You know what? They haven't played in 4 nights. They missed 5 straight games. And they are scheduled to play tonight. Oh, no, actually, in 2 days, scheduled to play Friday. So about a week, but I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe it's continuity. Maybe they need to give it, but I don't. If you're going to get rid of that many people, or if you're going to get rid of cogs like John Wall, maybe it's time to hit the reset button and do this over. Because I'm not into the, I don't understand. Now, with that being said, it's a whole lot of NFL talk. We got conversation for days. Deshaun Watson wants to be traded. You got people coming out of the woodworks. A guy who this one former player said, I didn't even know that dude could talk. Andre Johnson comes out and says, Deshaun, stand your ground. Stay with what you want to do, because they will waste your career. Joe, then Big Illinois, let me know what your thoughts are on the entire Deshaun Watson thing, and the fact that you got people coming out saying, do what you have to do to maintain.
All right. I'm gonna speak on this because not me being in Houston, I guess I have the closest ear to the ground, find out what's going on. But as far as it goes, Andre Johnson was not happy here for the ladder of his career. So that was always talked about down here. As far as it goes, management was an issue, but of course that's not the same management that Deshaun is dealing with. But Houston, there's a problem in Houston in regards to these sporting teams. I mean, James Harden wanted to get out of the Rockets for some reason after being there for so long. Deshaun Watson just signed the extension, and now he's saying, I gotta go. Something's up. Maybe it's I'm too. Guys, if something's up, something's up. Because I mean, if they saying something's up out here, maybe I need to get up out here too. That's what I'm saying. But neither here nor there. But like you said, Andre Johnson is a person that doesn't speak. So if he is a person that says something, that's one of the times where it's like, okay, maybe we should listen to him. Because he don't talk that much. So obviously when he does talk, he's going to speak articulately. He's going to have facts. And it's more so believable because we haven't heard BS from him before.
Hey, man, I just think it's something going on in Texas, period, man. You got the University of Texas can't keep a coach. You got Kawhi leaving San Antonio. Harden in Houston, and now Andre Johnson is speaking out. Like I said, I never knew that he talked like that, to be honest with you. But I mean, if somebody that had the success that he had in Houston is telling him, "Hey man, look, stand your ground, get out of there, do what's best for you," I think he needs to listen to that. And the interesting thing, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. The interesting thing about the situation that Deshaun is in, Deshaun gets to pick where he want to go, man. You can't ask for nothing other than that, man.
Yeah.
And we're going to ship you to...
quite a few places.
We're going to ship you to... let me see, what's a real bad team? He's going to ship you to Detroit. No, you're not, man. You're going to ship me to Miami, which is where they said that you want to go.
He'll turn Detroit around.
No, I mean, it's a tough situation. It's going to be an interesting, 2.5 months? Well, actually 3 months before the draft, but it's going to be interesting, man.
With me, I'm with Deshaun Watson. You finally get control of your career, and you should use that muscle to do what you need to do and maintain your happiness. I knew that I wouldn't re-sign with him from the jump street. I'm not trusting him. Me personally, see, like while a lot of these dudes are sitting around asking for money, I get it, man. The whole goal is money. Damn them rings. You know, everybody, oh man, I want to get a ring. Call me, it'll ring. All right, it'll ring, trust me. But my thing is this. I think he shouldn't have signed with him in the first place because, for one, this is the same dude whose father said, we can't let the inmates run the prison. That wasn't a Freudian slip. That wasn't a mistake. That's what he meant. Inmates and prisons. Texas got the largest prison population in the United States of America. I'm sure he's heavily invested in prisons because millionaires in Texas, that's what they do when they invest in prison because it's big business. And when you got people speaking like that about brothers, that's who you need to be paying attention to. Now, when they traded away Larry Tunsil to make sure Russell Wilson wasn't getting his head knocked off, then you trade away my best offensive weapon. At that point, when it was time to re-up, I would have just sent Rich Paul and Etta talk to them and say, hey, let's not make this public. I'm not staying. I don't give a damn how big the check is. So, but instead he gave them a chance and they screwed him. They treated him like, oh, you need this money, you're going to want this money, and you're going to do this for this money. And he's showing them, no, that's not how I'm living. And I respect that. But at the end of the day, he is in the catbird seat, as Big Illinois just stated. And another thing, the dudes in Houston, they think they're going to make it right now. They interviewing all the brothers now. No, don't interview the brothers now. Because you hired a headhunting firm to find the two best options. They found them. They both look like you. And they said, we're not turning the keys over to no coons. That's what they said. So, I'm out. So, but if Houston had any good sense, what they would do is trade Deshaun Watson as soon as possible. For one reason and one reason only. Deshaun Watson is the most powerful piece to trade in the National Football League today. Do y'all understand his cap hit next year is only $10 million?
Yep.
So that big money.
I looked that up today, man. When you was asking about, let me cut you off, but when we think about trade proposals, I looked at his cap hit. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, $10 million. So the big money don't kick in until next year. You got one of the best players in the league for this much money. If for no other reason, right there, I'm trading. You're trying. Only reason you want him to stay is because you're trying to save face. That's the only reason. Oh, get on. We gonna fix it. The man said you're not gonna fix it, so you're not gonna fix it. I got one of the listeners text me and said, Watson to the Bears. Why would you jump out of fish grease and jump into chicken grease? They don't want no brothers here either. Because if they wanted him here, he'd have been drafted. He better off in Miami. Yeah, they traded up to get a dude with 13 starts. So
he can go to San Fran.
San Francisco's another team that's, hey, send Jimmy G down there and a whole bunch of picks, and then it's over. Or send him over to Miami. But personally, if I'm Deshaun, I want to go to Frisco because that's the best possible offense. When they get healthy, they are drafting well. When they get healthy, it's on.
They got a great defense is rocking.
If they would have had Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have a Super Bowl championship.
If I'm lining up my picture, I'm going to San Fran.
I would go to San Fran or Miami.
If I have my chance to shut.
The Miami thing, that's where he wants to go, but the San Francisco 49er thing is looking real good.
I got a trade partner. Now I'm gonna actually give you two trade partners. Okay, I'm gonna give you a trade that I would like to happen. It's not gonna happen, but let's just say the Bears finish. You can give up the 2 number ones, a 3rd round pick, a number 1 and a 3 for this year, a number 1 for next year. Maybe swap like a 2nd round pick and Eddie Jackson for Deshaun Watkins, man.
If you were Houston Texans, would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. They need defense. They need people in the defensive backfield. Hey, but I was looking at this, man. If I'm him, I'm looking at a team that has receivers in place, which Miami don't, and has a proven offensive coach, man. Even though Dak is there, I don't think Dak is re-signing with Dallas. I actually, you know what? I want to go to Dallas, man.
I want to get
They're not going to trade him to Dallas.
You got a running back. You got 3 good receivers. They're going to shore up that offensive line. They got a defensive coordinator who actually know what he's doing now. Why wouldn't Dallas be an attractive place for that, though, man?
Respond to that, Joe.
Because Houston's not going to trade him to Dallas. Would you trade? Okay, so let's say this: it's the 90s. Would you trade Michael Jordan to Detroit or Indiana?
In the same conference. I mean, the same division. No, I would do that.
Okay, so this is your but y'all play the Cowboys. This is Houston and Dallas. That might as well be Detroit, Chicago, Indiana, Chicago. Well, okay. Let's say this. Boom, you're a Cubs fan. Boom, would you trade Baez to the White Sox?
If I had
or Chris Bryant to the White Sox?
get the fuck out of it.
No. Ain't no ifs about yes or no. Are you trading
Yes,
him
I would.
to the White Sox?
Yeah.
I wish you could see my face right now.
For real, I would.
We don't believe you.
For one,
You need more
if-
people.
if-
No,
if the White
you
Sox
are not in nobody
get
into your instinct
the
rival.
Cubs, and the White Sox call me and say, "Hey, look, let us get Chris Bryant. We'll give you our top pitcher in our top 5 of our farm system." You don't think I'm jumping at that?
No.
Hell yeah.
One of the listeners just sent me another text said, if Brian is smart, he'll go to the White Sox. Hey,
That's all let's talk for a different day.
and then he just killed all his momentum by saying Trubisky for Watson straight up. And I'm gonna say this. But but back on the topic at hand. The Houston-Dallas thing is too much of a rivalry. We don't know about it because we up here. The Houston people don't like the Dallas people, and the Dallas people don't like the Houston people. And I don't mean front office; it's fans. There's no way in hell if I was the little brother, if I'm the little brother in the state, I would deal with sending my very best player, the very thing that's needed, to the interstate rival. It's like if the White Sox are the little brothers, in Chicago. They'll never be as popular as the Cubs. If the White Sox win 2 of the next 3 World Series, they're still not going to be the team in Chicago under no circumstance. Period. That's it.
It's still Cub City.
It's still going to be the Cubs City. If the Cubs need a whatever, and I got it, if I own the White Sox, ain't no way in hell they get it from me. You might get it, but you're not going to get it from me. I mean, the Mets ain't giving the Yankees nothing. The Jets ain't giving the Giants nothing. It's just what it is. I mean, it might be a smart business. It might even be a smart business move.
San Antonio giving Tim Duncan somebody.
Right. I can't see it, but
You're not doing that, dude.
I just don't see it happening. It may happen. But I don't see it. Well, me personally, I think, as you stated, he should go to either Houston or Houston or Miami. I prefer Miami for cultural reasons. Yeah. San Francisco or Miami. As a fan, I'm going. What's up? Send him to the brothers, because the brothers over there, they got the president of a football situation, a brother, a GM, a brother, head coach, a brother. I'm sending them to the bros and let the bros do their thing. But yeah, I understand that's a biased way of thinking. The best possible situation for him, in my opinion, is San Francisco, because you got a dude who operates like an offensive genius, and you got a dude who kicking butt, taking names out there, calling plays. John Lynch is doing his thing in drafting. They've had very few draft busts. And even with this piss poor season that they had, it wasn't even horrible. Everybody and their mother got hurt this year for them, and they still look solid. You add Deshaun Watson to that, you may very well go to the Super Bowl. They won one less game than the Patriots. This is off script. I was talking to a couple of brothers this weekend, and I don't remember if we talked about this, and this is totally off script. I don't know if I've talked about, I think we did, but anyway, I'm asking. Does Brady doing anything damage Belichick at all? Because
on the outside, yes, it's two layer parts to it. On overall scheme, yes. Boom, I made it somewhere. Brady. I mean, me as Brady, I made it to the NFC Championship. Belichick, you didn't even make it to the playoffs. Boom, outside, yes. So as that far, yes, Brady gets 1 point. But once you start to get a little deeper into about what's going on in regards to what happened in the Patriots organization, in regards to players not coming even to, opting out because of COVID, then folks getting COVID, and then more so the injuries, even though injuries are, but injuries and stuff like that, that derailed, even though they still had a possible chance, that derailed the Patriots in regards to getting into the playoffs. So when you go deeper into it, no. But overall scheme, yes.
The surface.
I hope I explained that right.
I got it. I'm assuming you're saying on the surface, yeah. But when you actually look at the fact of the matter, no.
Correct.
Okay.
I see what you're saying as far as they pretty much got rid of him because, the way that he looked towards the end of last year, do you blame them for getting rid of him? But if he win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, then you can be like, okay, man, they should have kept him. But if they would have kept him, that team, I don't think that team still, because everybody, their defense took a step back because everybody opted out because of the COVID shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I look at it, to be honest with you, I look at it like, do you think George Seifert or the people from San Francisco was mad because they let Joe Montana go to KC? Or they traded him to KC?
No, but that's a little different because the dudes they kept one league MVP. But I get your point.
Right. It was time for him to move on, man.
Yeah, Sam Cook was definitely sinking.
You gotta live with that decision, man. Hey, I'm quite sure New England would love to be trying to play for a championship, but to be honest, that team wasn't going to be competitive like that, man.
Yeah. Well, me personally, I don't think it's a blemish because it ain't like Tom Brady did what Joe Montana did. Joe Montana took a Kansas City Chiefs team that, unless you're a big-time football fan or a Chiefs fan, you don't know who the hell was on that team. Now, I understand Barry Word was on there and Christian Okoye, but you don't know any of the receivers, Tamarick Vanover. But I'm a football nerd, so I know those kinds of things. But
Marcus Allen was on the team.
Maybe. I don't know if he had been traded yet, but yeah, okay. I'll give you Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen at 300, 400 years old. He was 3-4 days older than my grandmama Cole. I'm not cracking. Marcus Allen, my favorite player all the time. But Joe Montana took a bunch of guys to the NFC Championship. This team was 7-9 last year and had a dude throw 30 interceptions, about 35 turnovers. This team had a top 5 defense last year with a dude throwing 35 turnovers. They were having 35 turnovers, 30 interceptions. So last year, this is why when people hear me talk about Brady, they assume that I'm a Brady hater, but I'm not. But I'm not with the ball watching because I'll never forget this. Joe Montana will always be the greatest quarterback I ever seen, point blank, period. Now, I remember the next to the last game Joe Montana ever played in the National Football League. He was playing the Houston Oilers in the playoffs. Wilbur Marshall was pounding on him. Joe Montana's arm was like he was making Drew Brees look like Dan Marino, right? Joe Montana cocked back and threw this ball, and it went end over end. It looked like he threw the dude a boot. And dude caught it for a first down. They won the game. And Dick Enberg was like, only Joe Montana could do that. And I was like, really? Just like Sunday, we'll get into that in a second. how they was ball watching Brady, and all he was doing was he was olaying the ball to the running backs, and that's the only reason. It was like, nah, bruh. But I don't care what anybody says. I'm an eye test kind of guy, and when you look at the eye test, Brady was extremely pedestrian in a league in which they let you throw the ball all over the yard. You can't fart louder than the whisper. You can't mean mug a quarterback. You can't hit the receiver until he's ready to juke you. So the numbers, no, I'm not going with the numbers. When I watched him play, he did not look well. And there it is. Period. So I don't think it's going to change at Belichick at all. But as Joe stated, on the outside, people will say blah, blah, blah. But me, as a football fan, as a dude who played, as a dude who loved the game, nah, son. Because every good team he played, they smacked him.
It's like he went to a team that had, like you said, that team was stacked. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rojo. Then they had, just those three acclimates in regards to the offense, and the offense is amazing. Jameis did it. Don't forget, Jameis killed with these guys last year. These guys were Pro Bowlers with Jameis last year. So if you get what fans then always say, a formidable quarterback or serviceable quarterback, Tom Brady was way better than that. So of course that's why they doing good. But it's like these are better weapons than he had in New England.
And you forgetting A.B. Grunt and Leonard Fournette.
I was just more so talking about when he came here. I wasn't even going to speak about the way they added more players on to make sure the buffer to ensure that, all right, wherever he throw the ball, we got somebody that got hands and can get the ball to where he need to be. That's what it was. It was like we need to secure Brady even more, just in case he can't throw them long passes. We need another running back to be able to get something going. So,
all right, I got another question for you guys. It's not a me question. It's not a me question. It's a listener question. Listener text me again. Urban Mind got that job. Do he draft Lawrence or does he draft Fields? Joe, you were talking. You take that one, then to Illinois, then back to me.
I think he drafted Lawrence because he's been on record saying how he was infatuated with Lawrence last year. So they taking Lawrence.
Joe? And hold it. Before hold it. Joe, 1 second. Joe, 1 second. Big Illinois. Before he answer before he start his answer, and then add this on to your answer, Joe. Big Illinois, what's your opinion on Urban Meyer being a new coach? Because then we kill two birds with one stone.
He's been successful in every stop that he's been to, but the NFL is a different monster. You gotta, you're gonna have times where he might lose 14 games that first year. Is he gonna be able to stay in the game? Is that gonna weigh on his health?
He ain't got no NCAA sanctions this time. That's the only time he get hurt, when the police show up or he gets some sanctions. That's the only time he gets sick.
Or he allows somebody to leave him alone.
Right. That's what I'm saying. NCAA sanctions come, and then he get my heart. he gets sick as hell.
But man, if you lose, and a lot of things come out in the open. If you losing that person is getting stopped at 3:00 in the morning, with their tail light out, and come to find out they drunk, that type of stuff getting magnified, man.
Hey man, it didn't work.
Is he gonna be able to?
He in Florida. They won championships down there. He might get a pass. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding at all.
Okay.
Okay, Joe, it's on you.
As far as it goes, I actually like Urban Meyer as a coach. As far as it goes, he's been a very good college coach. His name's always rang bells, so I've always paid attention to him. Like you know. And I'm not sure if the listeners know, the viewers know. I'm not the biggest college football fan, but I became that the last few years. Urban Meyer was the name that I knew. I always paid attention to him, so now he's coming in the NFL. That's what I more so watch. I'm excited. I do think he's going to go more to the Lawrence side of the game. I think that's going to try and fit more of his style, but like you said, no NFL, no NCAA sanctions in regards to this. Nobody can get in trouble for eligibility. So I don't see any health issues happening until they lose, like you said, 4 or 5 games in a row. That might be the only time you all of a sudden say my health is an issue because he can't cut the mustard. But as far as it goes, it should work out fine.
I agree with both of y'all, and I do believe.
With Gardner Minshew.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off, Joe. Gardner Minshew. Knock it off. Knock it off. No, but no. He said Gardner Minshew. Hey, boy, I was like, man, I'm sitting here going, man, Joe murdering this. He don't even like college football. And you said Gardner Minshew. I was like, ah. It was like, rock. I was like, man, Joe, own it. This ain't even his get down. And then you said Gardner. I was like, oh, no, bruh. I was like, nah, bruh, nah. But we gonna mentally edit that out. I was like, man, Joe done his research. This ain't even his thing, and he killing it. And then you said Gardner. I'm like, oh, this cool, man. Come on, son. But now I agree with both of y'all. To answer the listener's question, I personally, even if I was the general manager, I like Justin Fields better. But I don't think he's ready. If I was Justin Fields' advisors, I would have his parents refinance their crib and get like a $20 million insurance policy on their son and tell him, man, you need to go back to school for another year. I like Justin Fields, but I need him to mature a little longer. Again, I come from the Bill Parcells school where you need 36 college stars to be a very good quarterback. With that being said, even if they pick them as wide open as the NFL is right now, you really don't need to be able to read defenses the way a Montana or Brady or Elway or the greatest of all time, Warren Moon. Yeah, that will come. Yeah, and I like Joe Montana the best, but Warren Moon is the GOAT. Fight me at HRap _B on Instagram or Twitter. Holla at your boy. I'm in the smoker section. But outside of Gardner Minshew, let's knock it off. But I think he gonna do pretty.
We got 2 minutes for Gardner.
Yeah. He's somewhere going, y'all need to listen to the end of the bench. They be big up for me. But no, I think the Jacksonville job is a very good job for a coach like Urban Meyer. He got the Jimmy Johnson blueprint. Urban Meyer was watching college. Urban Meyer has recruited a lot of these dudes, and the nation. It's gonna be phase 3 of Jimmy Johnson. You had Jimmy Johnson who knew all the college players, so he knew who to pick. Phase 2 of that was my man Pete Carroll, knew all the college guys because he recruited those guys. And here come Urban Meyer with the saying, "Get down." So I don't think they're gonna be down long, and I totally agree with y'all. If things go bad, his heart gonna get bad. His equilibrium gonna leave again. And he gonna get that job back at Fox. Point blank. Period. That's it. Next up. That's it. I mean, I ain't going. No sir. No sir. But with that being said, man, moving on. Thoughts on Brad Holmes, a brother, getting hired by the Detroit Lions. How apropos is that? A brother running the Lions in Detroit, not Detroit. It's Detroit. Thoughts on that?
as far as it goes, the color, someone that looks like me in regards to my color of my skin, it's great. I mean, especially for the point of Detroit. I mean, we've known the Lions haven't had the best success. I just hope that he turns it around, and we're gonna see how it happens. But I'm going with him. You know, I'm gonna pay attention to the Lions that much more now because I know it's a black man running it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, they're gonna have to. I mean, congrats to the brother, but you're gonna have to restart that. It's time to go back to that with change his address. Because he's not the reason why they're gonna win.
First order of business.
So sorry. But I mean, at least they trying to do something. They're not staying pat like this team that in Chicago.
Whoa! Jesus! There really is a God. Big Illinois said something bad about the Bears. It only took 18 weeks. Some offense. I'm not even going to give you that BS. No offense, some offense.
But, I mean, it's time for a new president of operations and GM for the Bears. And I wouldn't, actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have been mad if they got another GM. I know they wasn't going to do that because they're not going to pay $20 million. Pretty much what would have been the salary for Ryan Pace, the coach, and for a new general manager, the Chicago. They're not doing that. But, I mean, you got Khalil Mack, is Khalil Mack 30 years old yet?
I think he turns 30 this year.
You got Khalil Mack, who's older. The defense is these people that they got tied up with all this money, Robert Smith, Hicks, A. Jackson, they took a step back. So one, you got to get a defensive coordinator that's going to bring them back up to speed. But at the same time, these cats getting a year older, man. So it's going to go from the offense is non-existent to now the defense is bad. So we back in the Mark Trestman days. I mean, I'm not looking forward to this offseason with the Bears. I just put it that way.
So
I think, to be honest with you, I think that they're just basically saying 2021 is a wash.
So go ahead and say it.
We started the offseason.
Go ahead and say it, though. No. Say it. Say it.
Melvin Gordon Minshew at quarterback, because that's the type of
I just need you to say it. Matt could be 30 on the 22nd. Say it. I need you to say it. I feel like Doc Holliday when he was standing there in front of what's his name? What's his name? I can't think his name right now.
Okay, I'm not happy.
No. That ain't what I want you to say. No, I'm Johnny Ringo. No, Johnny Ringo. Say it, Johnny Ringo.
Oh, we gotta write this down. Okay, you gotta get this. Say what?
You was right, B.
No, you wasn't right.
You just said the team gonna be trash next year.
Right, I'm saying the team gonna be trash because of the management. But your argument with me at that time was that they shouldn't want them to make the playoffs.
No, I didn't say they shouldn't want them to make the playoffs.
That was my thing.
No, I didn't say they shouldn't want them to make the playoffs. I said the way they presently constructed, they need to blow this thing up because Khalil Mack is going to turn 30 and they got too much money tied up in all these other guys. They need to blow this up and start from scratch, Johnny Ringo.
Hey, what were you talking about?
Hold on. Why do me and Joe remember it that way, but you remember it another way?
Right, man. Well, let's get off my.
I've been listening. I was waiting to
come to nobody, man.
All right, no problem. So there's another black GM amongst us.
Hold on, Joe.
Like, as soon as they pick Gardner Minshew, will trade with a third-round pick with some shit that they probably do.
Yeah. No, Johnny Ringo, you need to go ahead. You say it. Say it, Johnny Ringo. Hey man, you don't have to say it, but the listeners know. The listeners know. The listeners know, and we got the tape to know. We got you recorded, homie.
We got it.
But it's cool, Johnny Ringo. That's Johnny Ringo. That's your new name, Johnny Ringo. Say it. I felt like Doc Holliday. Say it. Say it. And you didn't say it. You still died at the end. You're gonna die at the end. So I don't care if you said it or not. Speak on it, Joe. You got another black GM. Johnny Ringo don't want to keep it real. He want to keep it funky. But it's cool, Johnny Ringo.
Yes, the Atlanta Falcons have hired Terry, like I said, Fanat. I'm probably saying it all completely wrong. I apologize, my brother. He is the new GM of the Atlanta Falcons. So, hey, we're true for true right now. As far as getting somebody like me in there. So, again, the Atlanta Falcons has had their ups and downs in regards to changes. Hopefully, his first, just like Brad Holmes' first order of business is to get Stafford out of there. Hopefully, Terry's first order of business is to find out something to do with Matt Ryan.
Hey, that actually adds a whole nother dimension into this whole trade get down, because maybe we want to see Deshaun Watson in Chocolate City. How about that?
There you go.
He hired Eric Bieniemy, and then he down there with them bros, because the Atlanta Falcons fan base might be one of the few fan bases in the United States of America that's chocolate. So they blacker than a mom now.
Truthfully, hopefully I'm not speaking. I didn't think about that. Hopefully I'm not speaking crazily or.
Oh, we can sing. Hold it. Y'all both talking. Don't nobody know what y'all saying. So who gonna talk now? One of y'all can.
Okay, real quick. Let me say it real quick. Hopefully this is the second coming of the Mike Vick experience if Deshaun Watson was to in Atlanta.
And Illinois.
Man, you made me forget all the fans, man. You cut me off, man. But no, man. But I didn't even give Atlanta a chance as far as the trade scenario, because I didn't think they would go. They'll be ready to get rid of Matt Ryan.
And our faithful listener says that Belichick, which is one of my favorite coaches, I tease him, but he ain't my guy. Belichick, because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. For all y'all want to listen to ESPN, everybody cheating. He just got caught. But he said, what about Watson to New England? Or one of these quarterbacks to New England. Last year they were talking about Stafford going to New England, so you never know.
They talking about who?
They were talking about Stafford going to New England. Remember, his wife sent out there. His wife sent out there. If y'all want to send us out of town, send us out of town. Your mom, I threw that in, but it's gonna be interesting, man. We'll talk about that.
New England got the cap room and the capital to get there, but they still gonna have that same problem of they need receivers.
They need receivers, tight ends, offensive linemen, quarterback. They need that. But okay, let's go ahead, man. Let's get this playoff confab going. We're gonna start with the most worstest game ever. Later on, I mean, this is the part where Haji's supposed to call in. We can't have Haji call in. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm sending a link to Haji. Haji might video in. Because Haji wanted to come in and talk about his team. But you got the Buffalo Bills versus, who wants to go first, and then I'll tell y'all where we're gonna go. Ravens, Bills. Go ahead, Big Illinois. You go first, and I'm gonna send a message to Hodge. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Joe. Go.
I mean, as far as it goes, the Bills, hey, they actually look very good. They look very good as a football team overall. They bottled up Baltimore. The running game was non-existent. They beat up on Lamar, and man, Josh Allen did what he was supposed to do. So, as far as it goes, Buffalo is going to be a tough out in regards to what's going on. Depending on what goes on in regards to Mahomes, that may waver my pick in regards to what they're going to do next weekend. But, hey, Buffalo is kind of serious, man.
Hey, man, y'all can stop that if Holmes play foolishness. Knock it off.
Yeah, he's playing.
As far as it hasn't been confirmed or denied that he isn't or not playing yet, so I have to play in the if game right now until I know for sure. I mean, even though we know he's going to play, I still have to play the if game until they say, yes, he's going to play.
You know this is a Gardner Minshew moment, right? I'm just saying. You know.
And that's before you go to the Bears.
I bet.
Enough with the PC talk, though. This ain't ESPN. You better than that. You more gooder than that.
I bet.
There you go.
But you know what?
Casey's going to kick their ass.
Okay, hey, Haji in. We got Haji in. And hold it up, man. I got Haji on the line, man. Haji, what it look like, brother?
What's going on, brother? What's happening? Into the bench? What's going on?
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a call from the Gaza Strip. He's from a Central Western African country right now. He goes by the name of Deacon Dale, but his native tongue, his name is Haji.
Yeah, what's happening? Funny guy.
What's going on?
So anyway, I appreciate you coming on the show for a second, man. I got some deep thoughts on this Ravens. First of all, the Ravens team, but also this Ravens loss. As far as I'm concerned, first of all, hats off to Leslie Frazier. Leslie Frazier, who is the defensive coach for the Buffalo Bills, put that zone in. And that zone was tough, especially when you don't have a number one receiver, pretty much, in my opinion, was kind of gave the offensive little fits. But furthermore, the Ravens weren't, to me, the reason why they did not win this game is because they missed some important things they didn't do throughout the year. First of all, you had a chance to get, I see this. First of all, you had a chance to get Antonio Brown, which was the number one receiver that was not signed. You should have pulled every trigger to get it, because I think that makes a difference. And that game was a clear thing. You had no one that could break the zone, and no one that can stretch. You have Hollywood Brown to stretch the field, but if you lock him down, what's your other options? You have Dan Bryant is cool, but you don't respect Dan Bryant's ability to go past you. So, and furthermore, the play calling for the offense is suspect. And I'm going to step into brothers, but the play calling at critical junctures, you have by far the best running game in the league. But you go away from it and you throw on first down, or when you do that little sweep for Lamar Jackson, it necessarily does not work because you have a spy on him, because the defense always adjusts. But the offense did not adjust. So, like I said, I don't want to just roll on what I'm saying. I got a lot of viewpoints of what happened to the Ravens, but to me, they need to build. I think we're almost there, but we're not an elite team. You have elite players, but you're not an elite team ready to win the big game, because the coaching is suspect, play calling is suspect, and if you look at the Chiefs put every available weapon for Mahomes, even weapons that they don't necessarily need until later.
but you take every opportunity and put your quarterback in a position to win. The Ravens did not do that. I'm step back on and let you comment.
Actually, I'm glad you're here because Big Illinois is diametrically opposed to everything you just said. I want to hear you and Big Illinois have this conversation. Big Illinois?
About what?
You didn't hear what he said? Well, I'll paraphrase. Deacon Dale says primarily it was the coach's fault that they lost. I know you feel the opposite. Let's talk about it.
No, I mean, it was the coach's fault, but I put some of the blame on Lamar as well because I think he hasn't progressed as a passer, man. I mean, I say it's 70-30 coaches in Lamar, but it's some throws that he was making that you was like, why did you throw that shit up? I mean, like the first playoff game, for instance, that interception he threw. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? And he's underthrowing Andrews, who's less than 6-7 yards away from him, and he didn't have no pressure on him. So, I mean, granted, the coaching is terrible because they're not doing anything to actually help them progress as well. But I mean, it's like Josh Allen is light years better than him. In my opinion, as far as this year, but he did have a number one receiver though.
And I'm gonna slip into Big Illinois. I agree with what you're saying, but we'll take about Josh Allen again. The biggest addition to the Buffalo Bills was the number one receiver, Diggs. So Diggs makes Allen better. Now you name one receiver that the Ravens got this year or tried to build upon. There's none. So, and again, as far as like that throw that Lamar Jackson made into that zone was a bad throw. It pretty much ended the game. Pick six. That's on Lamar. But as far as developing a quarterback, we look at the enemy in KC, John Harbaugh or the offensive coordinator. They have not developed. Lamar Jackson is raw skill. He succeeds because of his skill. I don't think they have the people in place to make him take the next step yet. And also, you take the next step when you have players around you that make you better or make the team better. And I think they, again, this whole year was a crazy year with COVID and, we still went 11-5. But here's my point. I think Lamar Jackson, at some point, the window, even at his young age, closes. I think they need to, they're cutting some players like England. This is the year you need to go put all the bucks into the offense and into getting the best receivers possible. Because with the best receivers, I think Lamar Jackson comes back to the MVP form. Because once you give him that receiver, he can run once in a while. This year kind of like they forced the run, and of course, if you spy on the quarterback, that's when you're only getting a few yards, or you're not getting first down, or it's not explosive. The only time you see Lamar really explosive, 9 times out of 10, it's off of I'm backing off the pass, it's not open. I'm busting them because they're in man. They're in man because they don't respect the receivers. Which means they bring the guys up and trying to stop the run. The run game is proven. We have the running backs to do it. You're just missing one or two receivers that can make plays, and Lamar Jackson is the back top really easy.
I got a question. Was Andrew hurt, or is it just that people knew that he was his outlet, so they was following just double teaming him pretty much what they was doing? Well,
it's too. Andrew had a lot of drops this year too. So based off of last year, you know that Lamar was going to Andrews. He's probably the only one that's gonna go too deep is Hollywood. So if you take those weapons away, if you just take a mental picture of that game, Lamar Jackson had a lot of time trying to find someone open, but there was nobody open. We don't have one receiver that can get open. Now, Hollywood does, at a certain point if somebody makes a mistake, but there's nobody that can make them play. And that's the issue. Because when your first read is down, then your second read is down, then Lamar, now he got to try to run. A lot of times, some of these teams that got great defense, they spy Lamar. So that shuts it down. So I think that's the difference. You look at every successful team that's even still in the playoffs. They have weapons. You look at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers invested in Leonard Fournette, bringing him in. You bring in Antonio Brown. I think if Antonio Brown plays with the Ravens, we're still playing right now because you have to account for him. We don't have anybody that we have to account for, or you gotta make sure you don't lose, and will kill you every time. Go ahead.
Well, Joe was about to ask the question. Joe, shoot it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so what Dale was saying about weapons. Like, why is the Ravens the only team that truly can't get weapons? Like if you go around the league, just like I was just thinking, as he was talking, I was thinking of some teams that got 2 or 3 receivers, 3 or 4 receivers. That's like big name receivers, and I couldn't have nobody but Andrews and Hollywood Brown for the Ravens. It's like, how is that the only team that's not really getting stars or not getting people? Are they not drafting right? Are they not doing free agency right? Like, is it management? Like, what's up with the Ravens?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, some of the goals of they want to be a running team, and yet they probably do running the best in the league. But see, the problem is, I just think it's the coaching, because one thing you don't do, and again, this coming from the inside watching the Ravens for years, the coaching staff that we have right now does not make adjustments. Now, if you notice, from the first half, at the end of the half, it was 3-3. Buffalo went in, made adjustments. They come out and scores. Okay, it's 10-3. We never changed a game plan based on what's happening, and that the true good teams, especially defensive teams, make adjustments. The problem with the Ravens is, and if you look at John Harbaugh, the Super Bowl winning coach, but he is not you never have heard him say he's out-coached anyone. Our biggest losses have been against coaches that out-coach us, which would be Mike Thomas and Bill Belichick. That game against Bill Belichick in the rain, we have superior players, but we get out-coached. I don't care what you do, Bob. Lamar don't call his own plays. He's not to that. So when plays come in, he just runs them. And so you gotta hold on tight for a second, because I get ready. My pauses for 1 second.
Your plutonium is coming up.
Give me a second. I'm gonna call right back in.
All right, cool. That was interesting, man, because that was a situation. Whereas I agree. I totally agree with Deacon Dale. And it's it's not an old adage. It's just something I've noticed for years and years and years. When you're a brother, you really don't get a lot of weapons. Patrick Mahomes is the first brother I ever seen with a lot of weapons offensively. Everybody else don't get weapons for an extended period of time. Like Dante Culpepper was born into a weapon. The weapon was there before him. So they didn't get him a weapon. They didn't go, oh, this dude is going to be good. We're going to get him. The weapon was there. Everybody else, McNabb, no weapons. McNair, no weapons. They give you a running game, and then that's it. McNair, no weapons. Or if he had Dyson and Dyson and Mason, and they traded Mason. And then look around the league. Randall Cunningham, one of Randall Cunningham's biggest problem in Philadelphia. Fred Barnett, he jumped up in the air, blew out both his knees. As a matter of fact, Fred Barnett is the first dude who they used to cadaver for ACL. Then you got Chris Carter go out on drugs. The only thing he got is Keith Jackson and Keith Byers out of Ohio State. We can go chapter, book, and verse. Black quarterbacks, they don't get weapons, and it looks like that tradition is going to continue with the Baltimore Ravens. Hopefully not. I understand that was a stupid interception, but if you look through the annals of the NFL, every quarterback in the history of the league has that super dumb interception, and you go, who were you throwing to? Interception, right? So Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. Lewis Billups back in the end zone, number 24, 1988, Cincinnati Bengals. If he catch the ball, Joe Montana would have had one in the Super Bowl. It's everybody got that one interception that you go, huh? So I ain't really tripping. I do agree with Deacon Dale. You need some explosive players, not just a guy with speed. And see, this is the difference. And Hollywood Brown is way faster than Antonio, but Antonio Brown is a dude who has the ability. It's one thing to have the ability, and it's one thing to be explosive with the ability. So until they get him that, even though he won Sunday, I really wasn't impressed with Josh Allen because Josh Allen was making a bunch of bonehead overthrows as well. But it's just that when Josh did it, they didn't make him pay for it. Let's not forget the defense.
It was up.
He's supposed to still be off. He's supposed to still be off.
Hey, Trap, I'm sorry that I was at work, but I'm back now.
Okay. Josh Allen made a lot of poor plays, and his defense just saved him. It's just one of those things where the defense showed up, he didn't, and his defense, the Buffalo Bills made the Ravens pay for it. Whereas when you're dealing with when you're dealing with my man Lamar, the Ravens couldn't answer the call. So I ain't really tripping on that. So with that being said, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and the Rams. Was that just the Rams didn't show up? I'm going to go with Big Illinois, then you, Joe, then Deacon Dale, then back to me. Was that the Rams just not showing up or inability to show up due to health? Or was that just Aaron Rodgers at his best? Take the floor, Big Illinois.
I think that was Aaron Rodgers at his best. He wasn't scared to throw Jalen Ramsey way. And plus, Aaron Donald was hurt, so it wasn't too much pressure on him. Let's see how it goes with Tampa Bay if they can stay with these receivers with Tampa Bay. But Aaron Rodgers showed his ass that last playoff game, man.
Okay. Dale's still busy. Take over, Joe, until Dale get ready.
I agree. It was pretty much Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, and look who's grown. Once we already knew that, Jared Goff had issues coming into the game. Not saying he was gonna be a world beater anyway, but we already knew that him being down wasn't gonna give them formability in regards to they weren't gonna beat him anyway. And then once Aaron Donald went down, it was really over with after that. So yeah, I didn't give him a snowball chance to begin with, but as those progressions went on, we just saw Aaron Rodgers do his thing.
Yeah, at some point I was starting to think it was just the same old sorry ass Rams. But then at some point you also have to acknowledge that Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. And when you gonna have Aaron Donald, the worst thing you can do to a big time quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, they're clowning when he was healthy. They're clowning New Orleans. Deshaun or anybody else, Mahomes, if you get him time, you're going to lose every Sunday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, or whenever they play in the game. And they couldn't put no pressure on him. And Aaron Rodgers is looking like Aaron Rodgers. And Haji still ain't ready, so we're going to move on. Kansas City and the Browns. Talk to me. Okay, you ready, Haji?
Okay. Yeah, you good? You hear me?
Yeah, the floor is yours.
You hear me okay?
Yeah, you crystal clear.
Okay. Okay, yeah, well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, great. I just want to, I still think part of it is Aaron Rodgers, but mainly, first of all, I mean, that Adams, Javon Adams playing out of his mind, and even with those defensive backs, they can't seem to do anything with him. So to see Aaron Rodgers sit back there and pick that defense apart, especially again like was said, with Aaron Donald banged up, he's not 100%. And I just think that right now, that whole Green Bay team is playing pretty much one of the best in the league right now. So that they hit on all cylinders. They're getting good running production. The Rams are there. I think that Seattle blew a great chance, but I think there's a reason why the road goes to Lambeau, and because they're probably one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Yeah, they definitely playing like one of the best. I hate to say that as a Bears fan.
Okay, since you're talking already, Haji, take over that Cleveland Brown Kansas City Chiefs game. Talk to me.
Even with the Cleveland Brown, I didn't. To me, of course, nobody could predict that Mahomes gets cussed. But to me, it's something with that KC team is tough. Everybody knows it, but they have a propensity to play sometimes down at competition. That game was tougher than it should have been. It came down to again the first down, and Henny got long story short, and it wasn't for that little fumble. That whole game swung on that particular game. That particular play, excuse me. And so long story short, it comes. I think the Browns got to there by playing the Browns, but essentially the Browns aren't on the level of the KC. I think KC may find some trouble in the next couple of weeks because I just don't think they're playing the best football right now. But again, it's a tale of two quarterbacks, and with a concussed Mahomes, Baker Mayfield is not ready for prime time. I know the game came down to a few plays. I don't think he made those plays, and he continues to not make those plays. I think that's why the Browns, they get better, but they're not ready. They beat the hell out of the Pittsburgh Steelers because Pittsburgh wasn't ready. But again, that game came down to the better prepared team won it. And when it came down, even without their quarterback, KC was the better team.
Joe, you ain't heard from you in a minute. Speak on it, blood.
I'm with that. Actually, facts all the way through. In regards to this, as Cleveland and Kansas City, I mean, we know Kansas City has a very explosive offense. Patrick Mahomes going down. As crazy as it sounds, of course, I've never played professional football. I played high school football for 1 year, so I am not the biggest football person. I didn't see how he got concussed, but I don't think it was faking because as he stood up, I saw his legs wobbling, his eyes blazed. So something obviously happened. He got hit somewhere in his head, and he was dazed. But as far as it goes, the fact that Cleveland didn't jump on that proves to me that Baker really doesn't have what it takes to excel in regards to what's going on. Because at that point in time, knowing that Patrick Mahomes is out and you got Kansas City on the ropes because it's close, that should have been run game until it was over with. I would have just ran the ball down their throat as much as possible. You have two of the best running backs in the league, or one of the best two-headed monster combinations in the league. You know, they both formidable in their own way, but Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, why would they keep running the ball? But of course, Baker wanted to be the man, and they see where they got him. Chad Henne actually outplayed him when the time was counted on. They put the ball in his hands, and he secured the win. I'm proud of him, but he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play Sunday, so it don't matter. But he did what he was supposed to do during this last game.
Johnny Ringo.
You bastard. Hey man, when it came down to it, man, I mean the defending champ stepped up, man. Now it was 3rd and 14. Chad Henne dropped back. I'm like, damn, this dude about to throw another one in them Nick Foles Chicago Bears interceptions, but he ended up getting 13 yards. Man, Tony Romo was real irritating that game, but that's another subject. But and that play that they called, that rollout to Tyreek Hill, hey man, that was a big play, man. I think you don't call that type of play unless you like, hey man, we the champs, you got to take this shit from us. So, hey man, kudos to them, man. But I think Buffalo might end up getting their ass with Sunday though.
I'm forced to agree with Johnny Ringo, even though he don't want to admit it. But as I said, since the day they drafted him, I labeled him Faker will fail, and he failed. The irony is, the next game we talk about, the last game of the night that we're going to talk about, is how if they should have been playing like the Buccaneers. As Joe stated, they got two of the best running backs in the league. Both of those guys can hold their own league-wide. Anywhere in the league, you can put those guys as the feature back, and he would do his thing. He going to get you 1,400 to 1,600 yards without a problem. Either one of those guys. And you got two of the best running backs. You got one of the best set of hands in the National Football League, and he knows how to get open. A Doku as a tight end, and you want to chuck it downfield so Faker can get some more Allstate commercials. It's just, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the hell happened. And like Deacon Dale said, the real funny thing is this. The Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know if it's an Andy Reid thing. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. They looking at each other like, who could really mess with us? But they play down to their competition. If you play down to your competition too many times, you're going to get your draws kicked in your ass. And that's just real. That's just real. So it's going to be interesting next week. I'm with Big Illinois. I think it's going to be a bedrubbing. And they going back to the Super Bowl because they know what it's all about. They know, hey, man, one mess up and we going home. But I agree with Big Illinois. I agree with you. I agree with everybody. It was amazing to see this game. The final game of the night is the cleanest balls in America, Tom Brady, versus another dude who got the cleanest body in America because his ass been washed up for about a year and a half. Big Illinois, you take the floor, then Dale, then Joe, and then I'll close it out.
Hey man, Tampa Bay, say, hey man, we gonna run this ball and we gonna play ball control. That's how they beat these cats, man.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, well, come to find out, he said that even Nick beat up all year, so he got shut out. Other than him, when the kick receiver Deontay Harris, is that his name?
That's exactly his name.
It seemed like when he went out at the beginning, of the game, it was like they didn't have no other weapons, man. I don't think they was utilizing the running backs, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but shout out to James Winston for throwing the touchdown during the playoff game.
Hey, I was with Keith. I was at Country House. I called that. Haji?
Oh, you went over there?
Yeah. I set up they got a show. I set up their show. We'll talk about it off. Haji?
Yeah. So pretty much the same thing with Big Illinois. And I think that team, and again, I hate to bring it back up. Oh shit, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Did I lose you?
No, you here. The feds on you?
You good?
We can hear you, Haji. Oh, Haji got cut off. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. Big Illinois did speak a lot on it. In regards to this whole massacre, or like you said, the washed up Drew Brees. It was terrible in regards to just trying to see him continue to try and chuck this ball down the field in regards to trying to get it all rolling. Like I said, the running game was non-existent. They didn't have Latavius Murray, didn't have Taysom Hill. Granted, don't really care about Taysom Hill that much. But as far as it went, like once they put Jameson in the game and he did throw a touchdown, man, leave him in the game because he was looking way better than Drew Brees.
Spry.
Of course, there's some underlying issues in regards to,
Spry.
Exactly. It was definitely some underlying issues on why they don't want him to keep trying to be successful in regards to that offense. But something's up. I mean, Michael Thomas, come on, man. You average what 9 to 10 catches a game.
In his defense, he's having 2 surgeries today.
You can still get 2 or 3.
No, hey, Joe, in his defense, as Big Illinois said, he's having 2 surgeries today. 2.
Okay. I never played football. Like on wood, I've only had the one true injury in regards to sports. So, of course, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But as they always say, if you out there, you out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you show up, you got to show out.
By him having 0, you got to. I mean, T.O. came to the Super Bowl off a broken leg. He came up and showed out. I mean, worry about that tomorrow. Isaiah Thomas rolled his ankle and was about as big as a beach ball. He said, "I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'm playing tonight."
He's from Chicago. That's kind of different.
I wish that Michael Thomas. That's a whole different story. We got that though.
Right. He's from Chicago. I mean, he's from Chicago. We tougher than the rest of the universe. I mean,
right. So I really just I really do think if Jameis had played more of a role in regards to quarterback, then that could have been formidable. But as far as it goes, Tampa Bay just stayed in the game. They just stayed around. You ain't got to score all the points in the first quarter. If you score a touchdown every quarter, you good. And that's pretty much the mindset they were in. We don't need to score all at one time. Score here, stop. Get the ball, stop. Score now, stop. And that pretty much put them in a position to win the game.
So, I'm disappointed in all 3 of y'all simply because neither one of y'all talked about this bum Drew Brees. Drew Brees freaked the game.
I did.
No. You focused on a lot of other stuff. I'm talking about bullet points right here. Drew Brees.
But I said they need to put Jameis in. Jameis needs to get more snaps than that.
But that wasn't going to happen. No, you know what? Let's be realistic. On the serious side. There ain't no way in hell Jameis was going to get put in that game. Which you got a Hall of Famer dude who currently leading the NFL. And he's the leader in NFL history in completions and maybe even in touchdowns and yards. Him and Brady keep fluctuating. You're not sitting that dude down. You're not going to sit that dude down. I mean, you making 10 billion% sense. You on point. But let's just be honest. They not sitting that boy down. They not telling Drew Brees, nah, you know what? You know this might be one of your last games, but you're too old and you're washed up. HRap was right. They're not going to do that.
Right.
But I just wanted to gloat because I don't like Drew Brees from 4 years ago. Everybody focusing on this last thing when he said about the flag. People forget that he said this 4 years ago with Colin Kaepernick. I checked out that day. Right. I checked out that day. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad he struggled. I'm glad he looked like a bum. I'm glad he stunk up the joint. It was his fault. Brady didn't do nothing. I'm tired of people telling me that Brady had a good game. Brady didn't do a damn thing. If Drew Brees don't throw 3 interceptions, and then homeboy got that one fumble, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be at the crib right now. Tom Brady would have walked off the field not shaking hands again. Drew Brees, you shut. So, with that being said, at the end of this, when the playoffs over, it's going to be time to sign another contract, and the general manager of the Saints is going to say, Drew Brees, sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Because it's over for him. It's over for him. It's over for him. I've been waiting all year to say this. Hopefully, the homie Aaron Rodgers kick it off next week, and it's over for them too. And I'm tired of the ball watching the Brady, because this is what kills me. Tom Brady got all the credit in the world yesterday for winning that game. Watch this. Baker Mayfield threw 39 times and ran the ball 22 times. Tom Brady threw the ball 19 times and ran the ball 40 times. Should know, if you win the game, shouldn't that be inverted? How did you win the game when the other quarterback handed your team the ball 4 times and the running backs on your team was running wild like a child in a walker? So, I ain't trying to hear that. I enjoyed it. Touche to Drew Brees. And I'm going to say, if Drew Brees is the answer, the question, you are
wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I am emotionally invested in this. I don't like Drew Brees. You suck. Go home, chump. NFC Championship game, AFC Championship games, picks, and we are out. Get your pick and final words. Joe, pick and final words. Big Illinois. And then I'm out.
All right. So AFC Championship, I'm going to go with KC over Buffalo because we know that Patrick Mahomes is playing. And I am going to go Green Bay over Tampa Bay. In regards to the frozen tundra, it's going to be cold in Green Bay. And even though Tom is from Green Bay, from New England, he plays in the cold. The other guys, I don't know about them. So, as far as parting shots, hey, thank you everybody for listening. Appreciate you. Wash your hands, wear your mask, be safe out there. Hey, keep your head up. Be safe.
Johnny Ringo?
You bastard.
That's your new name, bro.
Man, I'm going Casey.
Hey, that's your new name, not
Buffalo.
Okay.
In the NFC, I'm going Tampa Bay over Green Bay. They got KC beating them, but we ain't getting them. But hard shots, man, like Joe said, everybody be safe, man. Brothers, go get checked out, man. If you at that age where it's time for them to dig in your dig, let them dig in your dig, man. But we gotta take care of ourselves, man. Tomorrow, I don't know if we'll be able to have the backyard because Anu and Kim actually have an engagement, so I'm not sure we'll be able to be on there. But I'll let everybody know in the morning, though.
Okay. Chief Rock said AB is a cold weather receiver. If they shut down that run, AB can run as much as he wants. He gonna get his ass shut down. But that's another thing. That's another conversation for another story. Another show.
Ain't AB hurt?
Yeah, he got a knee.
Ain't AB hurt?
He got a knee. His knee hurt.
So is he playing?
He playing, man. You know he playing. They gonna put some drugs in him and he gonna play. You know that. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody in the chat room, both chat rooms. There's too many of y'all to chime out all the names, but I really appreciate both of y'all coming in. I appreciate the homie Joe from Houston. Shout out to Joe. Big ups to Joe. Always coming through. Much love. We got the homie Haji from the Gaza Strip. He came through, stopped a couple of his deals, picked up his plutonium. He had to go. We got Johnny Ringo. Thank you for coming in, Johnny Ringo. Even though you ain't want to admit it, you didn't say it. You know you were.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Real quick.
I do want to add something real quick. The Karis LeVert trade with Indiana trade James Harden. Remember he had there was a discrepancy in his physical.
Okay.
There was actually a problem with his kidneys.
Right. He's
actually saying that trade saved his life. So I want to say, man, again, we was talking about getting ourselves checked out and stuff like that. As crazy as it sounds, a mistake or a physical. Now that man knows what's going on with him. So, big ups to Karis LeVert. I'm glad he's going to be safe and be healthy in regards to that.
You know what? I do got one more question. I got one more question for both of y'all. Joe, you first since you're talking. The baseball is playing with this new rule, potentially having the DH in both leagues. But when you take your starting pitch out, the DH goes out with him. Thoughts on that, Joe? Thoughts on that, Big Illinois? Then we're going to shut it down.
That's actually a dope idea because the DH is the person that's taking the place of that pitcher. So if that pitcher's not playing, that position is gone. So my question is, how do you feel that position now? So does just another designated DH comes in?
No. Pitcher hits. So take out the pitcher. Your ass got the hit. Who coming in got a hit.
Oh. That's not going to be too many 5-inning pitches no more.
I'll tell you that.
I can give you that much.
Big Illinois?
But yeah, so
John?
Again, that's the rule. They're going to keep me as long as possible here.
You like it?
As a baseball purist, nah, it sucks. But I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it at least so these pitchers can go at least 7 innings.
I like it, Johnny Ringo. I love it. With that being said, man, y'all know how we end every show. Salute to everybody who came in. Much love. Thank you for supporting the End of the Bench podcast. Thank you for supporting Big Built for This Network tomorrow. D Great. Tomorrow evening, I think Haji coming on with Deacon Dale. The happy hour with Deacon Dale. Possibly the backyard first episode this season. DJ Mad Knox with Thursday with the not the inauguration. Motherfuckers might get assassinated tomorrow. Like nobody. We gonna have a real good podcast. Motherfuckers get assassinated. I'm just saying, man. They crazy white people, man. The hillbilly horde might be out there doing their thing, man. I'm just saying. But if not, then DJ Knox be on with Theoretical Culture. Shout out to him and Cheers Roundtree and James Earl. And then Knox. You know what? Chief Rocker Thursday morning. Then DJ Knox. And then Friday morning, Microwave. Then DJ Mad Knox. Then Big Illinois. Then Lisa Dukes. Prayers up to Lisa Dukes. She's not feeling well. We'll send a blessed peace and blessings to her. Speedy recovery. And then we have yours truly. Build and Destroy. Saturday. Then we got the Hip Hop Show with Big Illinois. Then we got Rated Kev. Sunday, you got and then what's the homie name? D Great Sunday night. Then you got number one Chief Rocker Monday, DJ Knox Tuesday afternoon, and 166 hours from now, the End of the Bench podcast Sport Edition will be back. 2 finger, 1 word. Salute to the ancestor Reggie O'Shea, aka Combat Jack. That's why I say every week, dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams. Because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor surround sounds. 2 fingers, 1 word. I'm HRap. We are out.
We are built for this network. For the strong, not the weak.